Once upon a time, a beetle's tale. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, a lady lived in her forest kingdom. She was known as Lady Harmonia. In the warm months, she tended to her many subjects and defended the forest from a tribe of terrible aphids. In the winter, they huddled closely together for protection in their cliff homes. Then, one day, a stranger appeared and offered her a life of excitement abroad.
Harmonia axaridius is a non-native lady beetle commonly known as the multicolored Asian lady beetle. Lady beetles are beneficial insects because they feed on aphids, scale insects, and other harmful pests. In their native habitat, the beetles feed on harmful insects during the warmer months. Once it begins to cool, they aggregate on cliff walls and in crevices to hibernate. In the 70s and 80s, tens of thousands of multicolored Asian lady beetles were released by USDA ARS to control pests that injure trees and crops. Beetles were released in many southern and eastern states.
Our fair lady took to her new home. Much like in her native lands, there were many evil pests to destroy. She and her subjects waged a happy war, defending the forests and plants from the hordes of aphids and scale. But then, cold weather set in.
The multicolored Asian lady beetle, though beneficial, has emerged as a seasonal nuisance pest in many regions. As cooler weather sets in, thousands of lady beetles can congregate on homes and buildings and find their way indoors. This species is sometimes called the Halloween beetle because some adults are pumpkin-colored and large populations often occur in late October.
Lady Harmonia, in this strange new land, finds that she has no winter home for her or her weary warriors. Then they see a gleaming white facade, so similar to their native cliffs. She and her followers seize control of the palace with hopes of finding a warm place to overwinter. Alas, this home is not hers, but once in, she refuses to leave.
An important key to controlling the lady beetle is proper identification. Harmonia can vary in shade and number of spots like native lady beetles, but is recognizable due to the distinctive M on the insect's head. Also, native species do not aggregate.
A white knight arrives to recapture the castle, but he knows Lady Harmonia means no harm. Using a magic wand, he captures the lady and her friends and returns her to the forests in the spring.
The first step for controlling Harmonia is prevention. The beetle seeks out cracks in the home. Proper caulking of cracks larger than 1/8 of an inch can keep them outside. Also, screens can be placed over attic vents. Management of the beetle once it has invaded the home is important. The beetles release a yellow fluid when disturbed that can stain surfaces and leave an unpleasant odor. It can act as an inhalant allergy or irritate skin. When spring approaches, the beetles fly around trying to find their way outside. Still, they are more of a nuisance than a serious problem. They do not eat wood, human food, breed indoors, bite, sting, or carry diseases. Indoor pesticides have limited effectiveness and should be used only according to the label. Most effective outdoor pesticides should only be applied by a licensed professional and can have a harmful effect on other beneficial insects. To manage the pest when indoors, use a vacuum with an extension. Insert a knee-high stocking into the wand and attach using a rubber band to trap the insects. Captured beetles can be disposed of or kept in well-ventilated containers with a moist rag in dark, cool spaces through the winter months to be released outside in the spring.
Lady Harmonia returns to the forest where she lives happily ever after. The end.